Front stage, backstage. There are always sacrifices to be made behind the scenes. Hurry. All the headlines will be the Vice President's visit to Ryan tomorrow. The editor-in-chief will have our heads if we don't get a good photo. Wait. I can't find my press pass. What? You can't go in without it. Go and find a good spot. I'll look for it. So many people. I couldn't even get to the cafe downstairs for breakfast. A public visit by the Vice President. Broadcasted live. Every newspaper is here. It's a wonder they didn't completely block the roads. I don't think they're ordinary citizens, yo. You see it, Rosemontes? What? First the factory, then Rhine Lab. Trimounts likes to block off a place when something happens. Rhine Lab is different from the factory, isn't it? They blocked off some of the key roads leading in. Probably out of security concerns for the Vice President's convoy. Which causes other streets to fill up. Did they think people wouldn't see it if they blocked it off? That's dumb. Doctor? What are you looking at? Will it rain today? Sunny all day long. The hotel TV had the weather report on when we were leaving. Guess you didn't see it. Anyway, it's not the rainy season yet. Another sunny day. The urban planning of Trimounts is intricate. The gaps between the staggered skyscrapers allowing sunlight to pass through. For the sun to paint each street with warm light evenly in these early days of winter. You look up to see a dark cloud in the distance, floating nonchalantly in the sky. The wind is blowing toward the cloud, and it looks to be moving away from the city. But it never disappears. You also see the busy streets, the parked cars, a flash of light up high in the distance. A well-disguised passerby. You keep a poker face while urging the two girls on. Did you find something, Doctor? I mean, they're actual operators, right? There could be Maylander Foundation spies. Don't worry, Doctor. We'll protect you. Don't forget today's mission. I know. You've said it a dozen times before we left. I promised to listen to you, and I keep my promises. I think we're there. Dr. Rain, we meet again. As usual, I'm the one waiting. I'm not late. Ah, well, I got here before you. I got myself ready as soon as your message came in. This is your company, after all. Well, this is what you asked for. Plans for the Rhine Lab building and the visitors' passes for you and your young assistants. I called in a few favors to get you clearance to the most of the building and data. Today only. There are lots of hidden spaces in the building, both above and below ground. My tip is to have someone focus on the underground. What about you? I have to accompany Mr. Vice President on his Rhine tour, of course. Kristen's not here, and we're missing a few section heads. Can't have anyone else calling out. I'll give you a big personal thank you when you're all done. Ah, it's always clones. I read your resignation letter, Bieber. Why so sudden? I'm sorry, Director Jara. I discovered something yesterday. Go on. Energies, wing, has 38 ceiling lamps and 21 vents. The carpet beneath our feet looks the same at first glance, but at closer look, reveals that there are actually 3 versions, subtly different in pattern and fringes. I didn't know you were planning to go into interior design, Bieber. You would have done the same if all the projects you're involved in are up in the air. And the only work you have to do each day is to reread the report that you wrote the day before. I understand. It's hard work. Keeping your eyes calm while pretending that everything is business as usual. I could live with hard work, Director. The labs have always been relatively independent of one another, and research is modular. Everyone goes about their own business. Even if something happens to Site 359, even if Ferdinand quits unexpectedly. At the lower levels, people don't know much and believe this is no different from any number of research accidents that have happened before. The kind that every tech company deals with every now and then. But I know this one is different. Control has virtually vanished without a trace, and Ferdinand suddenly resigned. Every day is like sitting on a fire. There's been no formal change of leadership and energy. No one to tell me what happened, or what I should do. Now the vice president is touring Rhine. It makes my stomach seize up when I walk into the lab and see the excitement in everybody's eyes. So you talked to Volvert, Koczynski's headhunter, Sonia, right? Yes. I'm not reprimanding you, Bieber. Your position at Rhine Lab allows you to see more than the average employee, but not the full picture. It's normal to feel anxious. The responsibility falls on me. I asked you to keep things calm in the energy section, but neglected your own emotional needs. It's not your fault. Just weakness on my part. Why did you think the vice president is making this sudden visit? I don't know, but he'll find out that the press conference that he held a few days ago has to do with us. Please don't make fun of my lisp. Not like this. Really? That's all I can tell you for now. How about this? Take 1 month off. Paid leave. Maybe it'll be enough for you to clear your head and return to your post. If you still insist on resigning after that, I won't stop you. Rhine Lab grew from a single lab to 10 sections, running more than 100 large-scale projects simultaneously. It has seen bigger storms. It has survived them all. Just give it a little thought. Sorry for the trouble, Sonia. The staff need a way to vent in times like this. Bieber should be the last one, if he's okay. The energy section is okay for now. Yeah, catch you for lunch or dinner one of these days. Give Tin Man my thanks. Come in. How many does that make this week? Not your problem. Just don't send them to business if you're reassigning them. I don't need flighty idiots like that. They're cornerstones of this company, Justin. Just as you are. And I may be old, but I'm not senile enough to assign a PhD in energy mechanics to be one of your salesmen. The vice president is almost here. I doubt you have time to fool around in my office. Just giving you a heads up. I'm seeing a few new investors today. And I have a number of important remote meetings to attend. Since the vice president is here to inspect research, I'll excuse myself. None of the phones in business stopped ringing the day the vice president announced his visit to Rhine. I had to get someone to add 2 dedicated hotlines. It's a clear signal. The world of Trimountain finance. No, not just Trimounts. Not just finance. Every Colombian who even has a passing interest in investing has their eyes on us. That Bieber has a lot of stock options, doesn't he? I say you just accept his resignation, then hire him back at the lower salary. when the company's stock soars and he begs for it. Ryan Lab is not a stock market toy, Justin. Now that is hurtful. Mayor Benjamin, Councilman Chris, Deputy Phil, Commander Colette, even the Chief Justice. That's just a few of the people I'm talking to today. Could Kristen have kept playing her hide and seek game with Blake if I hadn't continued to sweet talk all these friends? You utilized a lot of resources. Just doing my job. And one correction. I'm not a cornerstone of Ryan Lab. A cornerstone exists for other people to build upon. I don't have the same loyalty to Kristen as you do. I chose her and Ryan. I helped her because I wanted to take control of my own fate. Of everyone's fates. This isn't a game. Or what is this bird? News from Maylander. Yes, sir. They have personnel deployed around the area to ensure your safety. Good. How much further? 2 more blocks until Ryan Lab headquarters. Canceling today's tour is always an option, sir, if you're concerned. If Maylander Foundation can't be trusted, then canceling the tour won't be enough to protect me. I can't very well skip class to see the mining platforms chase the sun because I'm scared of exams, like I did when I was young. Not when I'm the vice president of the Columbia Union. You should get some rest while you can, sir. I doubt there will be many more chances today. Do you remember how I described Trimounts at yesterday's banquet? The future of Columbia. You said you loved this useful city, just as you love this useful nation. As a matter of fact, I don't like this place at all. There are no burden beasts, no clouds of dust kicked up by their hooves, no duels for some dumb reason, no pioneering spirit. Only white-collar workers and their coffee, high-rise buildings that split the sky, and air so clean it makes your stomach squirm. I believe the Trimountian circulation system employs... Don't pavard. I'll be hearing far too many explanations like that over the next few hours. You don't like dealing with scientists? I won't go that far. They're simple. They can go on and on about their products, blueprints, or ideals. Sometimes outlandish, sometimes crazy, mostly incomprehensible. All I need to do is smile, nod, and shake their hands when they're done, giving them a few words of encouragement. Much simpler than dealing with the old folks, the special district. You represent the state. The people like to see Columbia support science. It's good for your image and your odds in the next election. The vice presidential election, Columbia's biggest political event. But I'm thinking that perhaps I shouldn't spend too much time and effort on it. You've achieved a lot in the past several years. The polls indicate you enjoy a high level of support. The representatives who support you have also been in contact with that influential Volpol director in Ryan Lab. It's not easy to gain the support of Big Tech. You have a head start. No. I meant in comparison with Mark Max, the president ever guiding Columbia to her promised future. All that national attention surrounding the vice presidential elections just adds to the embarrassment. What is this screen showing? The cargo passageway behind Ryan Lab. A little to the left. Zoom in. Good. Now, there shouldn't be any dead zones. The soldier is nervous as he operates the equipment. The colonel has been standing behind them for some time now, his brow furrowed. The 5 blocks around Ryan Lab headquarters have all been placed under surveillance. Many figures are moving on the screens. Key areas have been blocked off, but there continues to be a considerable crowd nearby. Of course, the crowd provides good cover for their operations. The soldier scans each monitor, not daring to even blink. What's the situation on the ground? All undercover and support units are in position. Good. Where's Ferdinand? He's on the phone. The phone? Yes. Should I summon him? Never mind. No need to tell him. What about the colleagues in the defense section that he talked about? We've taken over. Good. A shadow flashes across the display on the bottom left, before appearing on the other screens. It is the Columbia displayed on top of a car. Several black vehicles maintain equal separation with it, both in front and behind, this machine-like discipline. Begin. The Vice President's convoy is in sight. Begin. Have a nice tour, Jackson. Mr. Vice President, there have been reports that Triton Factory explosion in District 13 was linked to Rhine Lab. Is your visit to Rhine Lab at this time intended to dispel such speculation? Excuse me? District 13 is still under lockdown. Did you authorize the Army's actions? And how long would a lockdown remain in effect? Will you be meeting with Control Right? Excuse me. Mr. Vice President, about your schedule and trimounts. Patience, please. There will be a press conference after the Vice President has concluded his tour. We have set aside a space to accommodate members of the press. Please follow me, and refrain from disturbing other staff members in their work. Is no one else? Damn. Whoa. Shut him up. Look at that. Any weapons and recording equipment. Search him and make sure he doesn't have anything else on him. There's a discrepancy in the documents. Find a way to check the credentials of all the reporters in the press area. Be discreet. I got this one. No commotion. Lost contact was A1, A2, and A3. Have all our locations been compromised? HQ. HQ. Need immediate instruction on whether to continue operations. Oop. Ugh. That's a nice one. If you're used to dealing with terrorists, you know a thing or two about playing a terror attack. Report. All potential vantage points within sniping range of Rhine Lab have been secured. We have neutralized 9 snipers and 11 disguised assassins. Continue to monitor the area around Rhine Lab. Roads, vehicles, pedestrians. Leave no stone unturned. Roger. The Vice President has entered the Rhine building. It will be difficult for us to deploy directly inside the building. Do you intend to be on scene personally? No. I got a message from a colleague. There's somewhere else I need to be. Share intel with Dr. Rain of Rhodes Island. Follow any orders issued by the doctor. Acknowledged. This one makes 7. Are you okay, Rosemontes? Just mass-produce power armor, Doctor. Just, okay. Don't worry. It won't take too much effort. The serial numbers match the ones that the defense section lost. The 5 are still unaccounted for. Should we keep looking? We need to eliminate them before they leave for secret passage, right? They'll cause chaos if they get out, even if they can't get to the Vice President. Good work, Rosemontes. How did you think of using the access permissions granted by Neosis to check the defense section's equipment log? You know, I didn't think the assassins would throw acid on the vice president disguised as researchers. I see. Something feels off. These mechs seem cautious in their movements. It doesn't seem so much as an assassin attempt as... Movement, Doctor. Power armor? No. Who could be in a secret passage at this hour? Hold it, Rosamontes. Doctor? Operator Rosamontes. What are you doing here? I see. Sorry, Doctor. I've been maintaining radio silence because I had infiltrated Ryan to receive data for Kelsey. As for Kelsey's whereabouts, I have no idea either. The remaining power armor. I destroyed 5 before running into you and the Doctor. That makes a total of 12, which matches the number that the defense section lost. And so, I went to find someone. I'm guessing the feeling of being dragged out of a suit of power armor is not something you want to experience again, Reggie? What orders did Ferdinand give you? He only wanted to borrow a few suits of power armor. Ferdinand can't be trusted. What about you? How do I trust someone who repeatedly ignores the rules that she set? Showing up at Ryan whenever she wants, who abandoned all her responsibilities. He took over the fence when you left. He paid our wages for the past few years. He remembers our names, our hobbies, even gives us gifts every once in a while. Ferdinand may have been an asshole, but I have to say, Director Saria, that asshole paid our bills. The vice president is still inside Ryan. You know the consequences if something happens. You must check everything that Ferdinand may have touched. Just the 10 suits of power armor. You have my word. 10? Uh-oh. I destroyed 7. Sorry, I destroyed 5. That's impossible. Ferdinand only borrowed 10. I watched him enter the commands myself. What kind of man is Ferdinand Saria? Proud. Arrogant. Thinks himself better than everyone else. But if there's one thing that sets him above other people, it's that he actually puts his boasts into action. Unless I'm mistaken, I don't think those 10 mechs are for assassinating the president. What? Looks like he and the army are on guard against each other. I feel like I'm a kid in a classroom, having a science lesson for the first time. It's no hyperbole to say that, at all to say that science is the future of Columbia. I regret not being able to stay any longer and hear about your other projects. You are always welcome at Ryan Lab, Mr. Jackson. Thank you, Director Chara. I hope my visit didn't cause too much inconvenience. Kind of you to say so. It was a pleasure to be your tour guide today. Having the famous Marianne Blake as a tour guide alone makes this trip to Trimonts worthwhile. Between the two of us, I'm a pretty big fan of yours. I have an autographed poster of your debut film on the office wall. Really? A present from my wife when I was elected. Kindly make a note to follow up with the special district government about Ryan Lab's application for a new research facility. Will do, sir. I guess that will be it for today, Miss Jara. I wish you a pleasant stay at Trimonts. Thank you. May the sun shine on the next day, as it has today. Come on, mash that photo button. Mr. President, what did you think about your trip to Ryan today? Ask your questions in order, please. We have 10 minutes. There's no rush. 10 minutes? That is a rush. What do you mean? You heard me right. I'm clapping. Vice President's visit bolsters Ryan Lab's claim as industry leader. The headlines write themselves. The tour concluded without incident. The Vice President will leave Ryan Lab in 10 minutes. Doctor? Oh boy, what trouble are we getting up to right now? I got the map you sent, Doctor. So there's a secret passage that leads right to the underground structure. But it's not in the plans that Miosis gave you? Leave it to me. I've been sitting here twiddling my thumbs while you and Rose Montes have fun with the power armor up there. Didn't even see a shadow. Saria's coming for me? Then I have to go to the underground structure too. The Vice President is leaving in a few minutes, right? We can't take any risks. Ifrit moving out, Doctor. I'm back. How are things up there? Not sure. I didn't quite make it up to the surface. There was no commotion. I'm guessing the attack failed. What about us? We activated the jammers and they aren't supporting any other units. I don't think anyone is coming here. Ferdinand's route was very well concealed. Let's carry out the plan. It's almost time. Explosives? Set up while you were scouting. 2 tubes of advanced plastic explosives. Enough to breach the containment structure. You know, I thought Ferdinand wanted me to come back to Ryan Lab, but this is the liquefied iridium pipeline used by his energy section. The Colonel says he's stuck in the same boat as us. He has no choice. Don't really see the point of blowing this up now, though. The Vice President should have left Ryan Lab by now. What good will blowing up the iridium pipes in the underground structure do? The Colonel has his plans. All we need to do is follow orders. Who goes there? A kid? Looks like the doctor's intel was good. Hey, you. I don't know why you're hiding here, but I think you ought to surrender now. We lost contact with all units? Yes, sir. Sudden comms failure. The Vice President and his retinue, the press. No sign that anything is amiss. Looks like our guys were neutralized before they could move. Reports indicate that our operations with Ryan are also being disrupted by the sudden appearance of some power armor. We're also losing signal from the cameras on the streets. We're losing control of the scene, sir. So our best laid plans are like a sieve to the intelligence network of the Maylander Foundation. It's not surprising that they're able to respond, given how hastily this assassination plan was hatched. Should we pull out, sir? They're bound to trace the trail back here, sooner or later. No hurry. Mr. Vice President said he would like to have a nice chat with top researchers. I intend to oblige him. Situation at C1 and 2. Still in position. Signal stable. Activate the remote control on the top right of the panel, Riker. Yes, sir. The remote control Blake referred to is a mundane mechanical button, fitted with an old-fashioned safety lock. The soldier enters the password, and the cover pops open, revealing the red button. What is this, sir? Remote control for explosives that will blow up the containment around the liquefied iridium pipes. Look at the screen. According to the routes that Ferdinand provided, the energy section has several liquefied iridium pipelines running through the west wing of Ryan Lab. Ryan Lab Engineering does a thorough job. In addition to standard safety measures, there are also underground containment structures that prevent chain reactions in the event of a leak. The original plan was to cause a leak with an explosion, creating a chance for operators on the ground to approach Jackson. By chance, however, Jackson's convoy will cross over one of these pipelines on the way back. You're Ryan staff? I heard the defense section has a lot of bad-tempered people. I'm surprised they would hire a kid so young. I told you to surrender. I didn't say you could talk. I'll try to shortstop you. I'll try to shortstop of... Huh? I'll try to stop short. Is that what that should say? Sorry. I'll try to stop short of turning you to ashes. The doctor and Saria may want to question you after all. Wait. Is that a flamethrower? Stop! There are liquefied original pipes all around us. So that's what's going on. The flaming red Savra girl makes her decision in a split second. She re-engages the flamethrower safety lock and swings it hard at the one on the left. Then she charges towards the one on the right and catches the side of his face with her fist. In the time it takes for a flame to flicker, Ifrit is back on her 2 feet again, dusting off her palms. Oh, I think my nose is broken. Run, kid. What? What's that sound? Damn. He started the countdown. Less than 1 minute left. Oh. No bueno. Can C1 and C2 make it back? Their contributions will be remembered, as well as all others who give their lives this day. Colonel. It's an entire convoy. 5 cars, 12 people in the retinue, possibly even Ryan's staff members and reporters. Another passerby. You have your orders, Riker. But I'll hit the switch myself. That's my job. Your job is to report as soon as you get a signal from C1 and C2. I won't defend myself if I stay on trial for this someday. So I'm not going to waste my time explaining myself to my soldiers now. Yes, sir. We have the signal. The Vice President's convoy is reaching the target area on the west side of Ryan Lab. Colonel? Blake places his hand on the cold mechanical button. A chill runs up his finger, and he pauses for a couple of seconds. The soldier glances at his superior officer, whose brow is furrowed behind his sunglasses. The soldier realizes that his commander is even more anxious than he is. Damn it all to hell! Blake presses the button. There is no sound. Only an explosion on some of the screens. On the tiny screen, the collapsing streets were like foam boards underneath bubbling flame. Then the screens go black. The camera destroyed by flying debris. There was no sound. But Blake and the soldier could hear the deafening booming in their heads. The surface should be close, but I can't see the path with all these stone slabs in the way. Hey, are you two okay? Oh no. A chain explosion. Ifrit? Ifrit hears a familiar voice through the echoes of the explosion and the falling rubble. Sorry, huh? I'm here. I hear you. Hang in there. I have a lock. Ifrit can hear Saria's voice shaking. Something touches her fingertips in the darkness. Calcium crystals. Saria's original marks. Like a stream of water, the crystals fill the gaps in the rubble, then expand, releasing a sickening crack. Saria has forced an opening in the collapsed structure. A hand reaches down from above. Ifrit grabs it and feels it pulling her up, while the calcium tunnel shatters behind her. Don't move. I'm fine, just a little dusty. Your face. Were you crying? I wasn't crying. Just a little anxious, that's all. Alright. Your hands are dusty too, Saria. You're making my face even dirtier. Oh, sorry. And these two? They were the ones who planted the bomb that blew up in the liquefied original pipelines. So I brought them out. But I couldn't stop the explosion. You did well. You really did. What is it, Ifrit? Silence? What are you doing here? Silence. Why are you here? Are Mom and Dad gonna fight? Mr. Vice President, Mr. Pavard, it's safe to go now. The convoy? Just a couple of mechs blown up, no need to worry. This car has been modified by the engineering section. It may not look like much, but you can trust it. I hope you brought your driver's license, Mr. Pavard. We'll be taking a special passage on the east side. We've planned a new route for you. The rest of your retinue will continue in small groups once the dust has settled. Was the explosion expected? No, we wouldn't have allowed an explosion of this size to occur if we knew about it in advance. But Ryan Lab and the mainland, their foundation's work, isn't done until you're back safely at your residence. The enemy has more than one plan, and we have more than one contingency. Very good. I just don't want to see another Triton in the headlines tomorrow. There's no need to worry. We already have a plan in place for the press. Once again, I wish you a pleasant stay in Trimounts. Thank you. Damn, she fucking smooths. Okay.